So thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time. First and foremost, I know most of you guys are in New Zealand, so it is getting late in the evening. So I really appreciate you taking some time to jump on and support us. We've got our beautiful launching tonight, which is really exciting. I know she's really keen to get this out and about, and she's absolutely loving her journey. So I'd love everybody to support her with what she's doing, get to know a little bit more about her story and what makes her so passionate. And we've got some of our beautiful leaders in New Zealand sharing tonight how they got into this opportunity and what it's done for them. So basically, I'll just give you a short little bit about myself and how we got started. So my name's Katrina Stark. I'm a spiritual coach here in Australia, and I absolutely love what I do. But I found that as one person, I was very limited to the impact that I could have on people that I wanted. I wanted people to be able to live happier, healthier, wealthier, more abundant lives where they're actually doing stuff that made them happy. So many times I see people get stuck in traps where they're not quite living out their full potential. And it can get quite depressing, right? If you feel like you're stuck inside a system that's not supporting you. So I had my amazing spiritual side, and I actually started taking an amazing product for my depression. When I had such amazing results from it, I looked more into their business plan and thought, you know what, this is just what my soul project, what my business needs, because we were missing that component of body. So we have mind and spirit with the soul project, but we were really lacking that physical health and that connection to our body. So I'm going to let Ash share a little bit more about that amazing product that I came across and what it does for us. And we'll share a little bit of stories around that as well. And then we're going to get into how, as a business, we make money using our online tool. All right, Ash, floor's all yours, my love.
Cool. So how many of us know someone or are that someone that is suffering? We all know that there's so much illness out there, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, or if it's financially, if you're in a job that's not serving you, if you're a mum that wants to stay home more with your kids, we're all suffering in some way. So this program has been designed to alleviate the suffering. So firstly, I'm going to talk about the program. It is called the Juicy Body Program and of course the Soul Project. And it is designed to alleviate that pain. So we've got things like meal guides, recipes, you've got exercise programs. We also have shred programs for those that want to lose weight. It's all hosted on Facebook so that it's nice and easy for you to download via ebooks. So that's our Juicy Body program and our Shed program. That does come complimentary in the program as well. So you also get unlimited access to all of these and an awesome community hosted all on Facebook so that you're not doing it all alone. Now also, to complement the program, we've got our products. So you might have seen these before. They're called Juice Plus. We've got our veggies, and we've got our fruit, and then our berries. So it is whole food. It may not look like that, but it is whole food. It's not a vitamin. So unlike anything that you may have bought in stores, vitamins are synthetic. So you may need multiple different ones in order to get some results. So because they're synthetic, our body doesn't recognize them. So that's why you often see our pea turn fluoro yellow because our body isn't absorbing it. With these, they are whole food. So our body is recognizing what's in it. For example, you're getting carrot, cabbage, kale, rice bran, you're getting garlic, parsley, spinach, you're getting so much into your body that usually we may not have time for. A lot of you may be thinking, oh, but I get a lot of fruit and veg already. I used to think that as well. I used to think that I was fine just on food. What I didn't realize is that our food is actually very nutrient depleted. Because we're seeing a lot of gas ripening, the fruit and veg that we buy in stores are gas ripened. They sit on shelves for very long, and they're also got chemicals. They've got pesticides, herbicides. They're filled with all different things. So the most nutrients actually comes when it's on the vine. So we're missing those last stages of nutrition. So that's why we see a lot of illness. We all know someone with cancer, autoimmune diseases, skin conditions. We all know someone suffering physically in the body. So because we're not getting those nutrients, we're seeing a lot of suffering. So these whole foods supplement that really well, because what they do is vine ripen the whole food. They cold press juice them, the stem, the core, the seeds, every part of the fruit that we may not be getting on a daily basis is juiced as a whole, cold pressed. Then they dehydrate it super low so that you're getting all of the phytochemicals and nutrients in that capsule. And then they encapsulate it. So it's really super easy. What's really cool is with your order, you also get a free children's order. So they come in chewable form. They're just like little lollies, except they've got no added sugar, no nasties, no artificial sweeteners. They're just mixed with a bit of tapioca so that it's vegan friendly as well for the kids. So they come free with your order for any kids in your family. So you can share that product with your kids, with siblings, or if you've got your own kids as well. Now, the yin to the yang, we do have our protein powders. So these here come in chocolate and vanilla. They are whole food, vegan superfood protein powders. So this means that you're getting whole food into your body. If you turn over the back, you've got things like mushroom, yucca, you've got spirulina, all of these things that we may not be getting on a daily basis. They're all whole food superfoods. So if you're a breakfast skipper, or if you're reaching for the coffee at 3 o'clock, these are an awesome meal, as they can be used as a meal, but we don't like to use them as a meal replacement. They are a nutritional support. So before you even start the day, if you're doing the shakes and the veggie capsules as well, you're getting about 40 to 60 different plants into your body before you even start the day, which is awesome. So if you are doing the fruit, veg, and the berry capsules, that's 30 whole fruit and veg in your body daily. So we can guarantee that we're getting all of that into our bodies all the time. I came across this because I was really low in my health. I was traveling. I'm currently traveling in New Zealand, so my health was really low. I wanted something more. I wanted to travel and work at the same time. So I saw the business opportunity as something that I can grow myself, spiritually, mentally, and physically as well, which is really awesome. And you get to do it in a support network, all online. It's all hosted online. Some of these people I've never met that yet, but they're so supportive and so beautiful. So if you do have any questions, get them answered, guys. There's nothing worse than just walking away from something really beautiful like this. So if you're here tonight, you're obviously a little bit curious and wanting to know more. So get those questions answered. Ask more questions, and thank you for listening. I'll pass it back to Kat.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. That's beautiful. And I love what you said there too, because I sat on the fence with these products for so long because they're in a canister and I'm a little bit of a hippie at heart. I just assumed they were multivitamin, but when I did look, and like Ash said, they're literally a whole food. So when you read it, it's literal food. There's no ingredients list. It made a lot of sense because, like I said, I was suffering a lot from depression. I was a new mum. So anybody who's had kids or has family that has kids, you know, it's a really testing time. You're not sleeping, you're not eating properly, you're not doing any of that stuff that you should be. So a girlfriend recommended these to me. Finally, I was like, yep, I got nothing to lose because I feel like shit. So I may as well try. Within a couple of days, I was so surprised. And that is why I'm so passionate now about passing it out, because my energy was better. I was lasting through the days without needing to nap. I was waking up feeling refreshed, you know, and when you have a new baby, that doesn't happen very often. And, you know, since we've grown now as Soul Project, as a collective, we have over 2,000 customers. So it's just amazing now that we have that amount of people that are taking our program, utilizing the amazing recipe guides, the journals, everything like that, like Ash was talking about, and getting this amazing product into their body. Now, that all made sense for me. I loved it, obviously, firsthand. But what really got me excited was the fact that I could turn this into a business opportunity. For me, I love anything where I can go out there and help people. And if I get some kind of financial freedom from that, I was just like, yeah, it's a win-win. Personally, I was at a stage where I was working 2 jobs that I didn't like. I had a brand new baby at home. I was very stressed and I was feeling so tight inside the box, filled with debt, all sorts of things that didn't let me dream again. I couldn't go on holidays. I couldn't travel like I wanted. I couldn't really live any more than week to week without feeling stressed. You know, and since I've started this, I've talked to so many people who feel the exact same way. They're so tired of feeling pressured. They're so tired of feeling financially drained and just stressed in the general system of going to work, coming home, going to work, coming to home, and not really getting any reward from it. So when this was shown to me, I gave it a big yes. It's totally changed my life, but I want Tanya to explain it a little bit more, because I definitely did have some few things that I was skeptical, not going to lie. I was definitely skeptical, but Tanya's going to cover all that and hopefully shed some light on it for you guys.
Hi guys. So I tell you a little bit about where I came from. So I started with hating my job, basically, feeling like I was a support worker and everyone around me was dying. All my clients were dying. They were getting sicker and sicker, and I was feeling super frustrated that I couldn't actually help them in any way. And so for me, you know, I obviously got on the product. I'd been unwell for about 4 years, and I got on the product after seeing my lovely friend Annie get well on the product. And so I got on the product myself, and I felt amazing after the first 4 days and thought, wow, I really want this product, but not just the product, but the business. It totally resonated with me. It gave me freedom. And it gave me a sense of being able to do what I want to do in my life, which is what I really feel passionate about sharing with other people too, to make their dreams come true. So you'll probably notice, and I'm quite passionate about this as I talk, but I noticed that there has been something that I've noticed has come up quite a bit lately in my conversations with people, and that's around people seem to get this in their head about the fact that it's a pyramid. And I know that Kat said before that she was a bit skeptical around all that as well. But I'm just gonna blow that out of the water, because when you look at any corporate company, they're all shaped like this, right? They're all shaped like a pyramid. So, you know, you think of anything, you think of governments, any kind of organisation where you've got an employer, CEO sitting at the top, or a manager or owner or whatever sitting at the top, and then you've got all these levels, right? All these levels down below. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about me and where I was at. So as a support worker, I was sitting down here with pretty much all the frontline staff, and, you know, being told what to do, being told what work I had to do. I was limited to how much pay I could get. I was told what hours I had to work. I was told when I could take leave and when I couldn't take leave. And it was frustrating, because I wanted to actually move. I wanted to be able to go away. I wanted to be able to travel, and there's no way I could have either, one, afforded to travel because I didn't have the income for it, but also I didn't have the time to be able to do it because they wouldn't give me the time off. So here was I thinking, well, where am I going to go? The only place that I can go is up, right? So, you know, I tried getting up there. It didn't work. It didn't happen. Nothing happened. You know, I tried so many times, and every time they'd say to me, no, you know, you don't have the right skills, you don't have the right knowledge, you're not the person we want, blah, blah, blah. There were so many excuses, and I just felt like it really affected my confidence, and I felt like, well, what's the point? There's very little point for me. But, you know, some people do get up here, and some people end up getting up the top. But what happens is, as you climb up and as you reach each level, you might earn more income. But what happens is you have less time, you often have more stress. So, you know, what is that creating in your life? It's actually not creating time. It might be creating a little bit of income, but at a huge expense to your own freedom. And you know, the person sitting up here, I mean, you might think that he or she has everything. yeah, sure, they've got money. I mean, they've got leadership. They're, you know, they're probably raking in the dollars. But at the end of the day, they have all of these overheads. They have rent to pay. They have staff to pay. They have marketing. So they have all these expenses coming out. And so really, you know, when you think about it, what they're earning is often not much. The profit that they're getting as to what expenses they've got going out. So actually, it doesn't really work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this on its head, just like that. And I'm going to talk about Juice Plus. And it looks like this, okay? No pyramid there at all. You guys can see that. And of course, yeah, Juice Plus has levels, just like the other one. And then right at the top level is what we call NMD, okay? Now, every single person, what is so fantastic about this business is every single person comes in right down here at the bottom. Everyone starts at the same level, just like you would do, you know, most of the time in a ordinary traditional business. But the difference is everybody has the opportunity to move up, to get to the top, or to move up to any level that they want to at their own pace. And there's no, and the beauty of this is there's no competition, so they're not competing with everyone else for jobs. It's absolutely limitless how much money that you can earn. You've also got the opportunity to you know, to lead a team, to teach people. It's just absolutely incredible what you can do in this business. And you know, some people like to just kind of sit here and just, you know, earn $200 to $500 a month and have just a few customers just to, you know, go out for dinner or just have a little bit of pocket money. But other people like me likes to be right up here, right? So that's the beauty of this, is it gives you an opportunity for you know, for that income that you want, but it also gives you time freedom. So, you know, you're working from home and you've got all the time to be able to spend at home. And my kids are older now. You know, I've got my youngest is at college, but all my others are older, and some of them have left home. And so for me, I love, you know, I don't necessarily spend as much time with my kids anymore, but I love being at home. Being at home for me is therapy. I've got pussycats, so I love my pussycats, so I love spending time with them. So now that you guys get that bit, what's really, really great about this business too, because something that freaked me out when I first started was the fact that I remember saying to Annie, oh, but I hate selling. I can't sell. I really hate it. I really hate it. And she goes, well, you're actually not selling. So all you're doing is you're sharing your story. So when you guys become like the product of the product, so you're taking the product yourself, you're feeling the results, and you want to share it with everyone that you know. You share it on Facebook, you share it with your friends and your family, and you know how many people, like Ash was saying before, so many people are suffering, so many people are unwell, they're tired, you know, and I have, you know, someone said to me the other day that she's sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I mean, there are so many people like that out there in this world. And so for us, it's very simple. So this is me here, okay? I'm not going to draw any faces, sorry, Annie. I know that's your thing. I'll leave that for you to do, honey. So when I started in the business, I started and I shared my story. I'd only been in it for 4 days, and so for me, because I had such great results to start with, I was super excited and I shared it with everybody, and so I had so much interest. So many of my friends were like, wow, that looks awesome, what are you doing? And so what I did then was my friend Jo, and she was really interested. She was very keen and she joined up in the business. And then I reached out, and actually one of my customers became one of my teamies, and this was Mary Beth. And then another one of my customers also joined up, and that's the lovely Locana sitting there. And so you know, and often this is what happens is your customers become part of your team because they're so excited by the results that they're getting, and so they want to share it, and they're sharing. As they're sharing it, they've actually got people saying, oh, how do I get this? how do I get this product? This is great. And so they're like, oh, well, actually, I could get the income from this, so why don't I start doing it? And that's how easy it is. And so I've got the opportunity to get so many more if I want to. And then also what happens is, Locana might, she might introduce a couple of people, and then Mary Beth might introduce a couple of people, and then, this person might bring someone else in, and this person, and Joe will bring someone else in. And then what happens is it gets bigger and bigger, and it creates a world of its own. Because it's almost like popcorn, the way it starts exploding out, and suddenly you've got this enormous team, and you've got all this income coming in from this enormous team. So it's really, really simple, very simple to do, and I would highly recommend it because it's actually heaps of fun, especially when you've got such a fantastic supportive team around you, because it's teamwork. The only way that we can get anywhere with this is actually by helping each other, teaching each other, and lifting each other up. That's how it works. Yeah. So I'll pass you back to Kat.
Awesome. Thank you, darling. You did a brilliant job. Well done. You explained that really nice. Really nice and so from the heart. So how about we might go over to the beautiful Locana now and hear about her story, because I know you've got a few people watching. So let's move on over. Share with us how you got into it, honey, and what gets you excited.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, like Ash, like you guys, all of you guys, I just had really amazing results. Not to start off with, for about the first 2 weeks I was on the product, I felt quite sort of detoxy, and I was a little bit skeptical. I was sort of thinking, well, how can fruit and veggies really bring about the shifts that I want? And then going into the 3rd and 4th week, all of a sudden I just started feeling amazing. My energy levels were back. I noticed my anxiety levels were really, really minimal, and that's what I'd been struggling with. Before that, I'll start at the beginning actually of my story. Okay, so when I turned 40, I'm 45 now, I had 5 years of quite challenging health issues, which I wasn't expecting. You don't. So it was hard. Basically what happened when I turned 40, I had a slip disc in my back and chronic pain, and so I had to leave the job I had and start all over again. And that went on for a few years. I had about 2 or 3 years of chronic pain. And then during that time I was doing lots of self-development and looking for things to help with the pain. Finally that started easing, which was fantastic, and I was working again and my life started coming back. And then I started having panic attacks, which I wasn't expecting either. And that came on when my beautiful daughters were having a fight. I laugh when I think about it now. So my 15-year-old was practicing her flute. This was a few years ago now. And the 10-year-old was practicing her violin in my bedroom, and they were having a sort of a standoff as to who could be there practicing their instrument. And so they ended up screaming at each other and having a massive fight. And I just felt, in that moment, I felt extremely stressed. And it brought up a whole lot of stuff from my childhood. It just kind of, I guess it opened that whole can of worms. And then I was fine after that. I felt a bit weird for a few weeks. And then I had my first panic attack. And I never thought I'd be the sort of person that would have panic attacks or anxiety. I'm a trained homeopath, and lots of my patients have had panic attacks and anxiety, so I had treated people for those complaints. So it really took me by surprise. So yeah, that basically what happened is the panic attacks kind of came quite regularly, and that was really debilitating as well. And so I had to go on different medications, which I was really not into, because I was a very naturally minded person and hardly took any medication or anything before that. So that was challenging. And yes, I am Barry. Sorry, it's my daughter. So there was a whole year there of going on and off medications, trying to find the right one that would ease my panic attacks. During that time, I was doing therapy and counselling and everything I could. But it was a real journey. And finally, I found a medication that helped, but then I had side effects. And my energy levels were down. My adrenals were just stressed out. Finally, I managed to get off the medication, which was fantastic, with a lot of support from therapists and friends, and because I was really determined to. but then I was left with this lovely anxiety. And so it was kind of like one thing from the next thing to the next thing. And I was left with that. And I went to see a naturopath, and she was fantastic, but she was very expensive, and she got me on a whole host of supplements and what have you, which helped to a certain degree. But I remember she said to me at one point, the main thing which is going to heal you is nutrition and a good diet, and changing that. During this time that I was doing this with the naturopath, I was watching Tan's story, and I was really inspired by seeing the improvement that she had. And so I decided to try Juice Plus. And so I basically started weaning off the supplements from the naturopath, which was costing me around $60 to $80 a week, onto the fruit and veggie capsules, which were $35 a week, so massive difference. And like I said earlier, I was skeptical at first, but week 3 or 4, that's when I noticed the difference, and just absolutely amazing. Energy levels back, anxiety minimal. Hi. Sorry. Trev couldn't jump on the Zoom, so he's right there. Oh, you're on? Oh, cool. Okay. No, I don't want a cup of tea. Sorry, guys. Where was I? Yeah, so everything basically, all of my symptoms, I got to a place with my health that I never thought I'd get to, and I was so inspired by that. And part of my journey with what I'm doing at the moment is I wanted to be able to share my story so I can help other people who are in the same position, that there is actually a light at the end of the tunnel. And for me, the healing came in the nutrition, and the fruits and the veggies and the berry capsules. It's just very simple, very basic, very beautiful. And so I decided to get into the business, and I'm very addicted and loving it, and spending lots of evenings up till past midnight learning and researching and bothering tons of lots of questions. But yeah, I'm very passionate and excited about the product, and just so happy with what it's done for me. Yeah, so that's my story.
That's a beautiful story. Well done, darling.
Thank you.
Well done. And I love having you on the team. It's beautiful, and I'm excited to see sorry, darling, go for it.
No, I love being on the team. It just feels, because I'm quite a spiritually minded woman, and it's lovely to be in that kind of environment. It's just so supportive, and just so many opportunities for self-growth. So it's actually already, what's it been, tons? I don't know, it's only been, how many, 6 weeks or something, and my growth is just going out up the roof. I'm being challenged in all different sorts of areas of my life, and I'm loving it. It's great.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much for your share. Perfect. So I love it. You know, Juice Plus is just fruits, veggies, and berries. It's real food. It doesn't have a magic ingredient. It literally is just real food. But what it does is when we influx our body with it, it turns on all of our cells to work optimally, right? That's the way we're meant to do it. Way back when all we would have relied on was real food, our bodies probably would have worked a little bit better than what they do now when we fill it so full with processed shit. So the cool thing about it is what we share is amazing. It goes out there and it helps people feel better. But then we also get the opportunity to have flexible work, flexible income, and a really safe and supportive working environment online by having our own business that helps move this forward as well. So I want to talk a little bit about how we get paid, because who doesn't want to hear about how we get paid? The money in this is amazing, and it really is a direct reflection of how many people you can go out there and impact, which is amazing, because not a lot of traditional jobs actually have that amount of impact. You just rock up, you get paid for your time, and then you go home. Whereas this, like Loach said, literally we spend, I become obsessed over it, because I just want to go out there and help so many people all day, talk to people, hear their stories, know where I can help. And the business is my favorite part to do that, because yes, the product's awesome, but this business gives people options to work online, to fill up that income cup. And eventually, like where I'm at now, 2 years into the business, I have a residual income. So like Tan's shared that popcorn's out, my team now moves with or without me. They're so amazing that I actually get paid as a residual. So I can go and do whatever I want all day. I wouldn't, because I love them too much to leave them, but I can go and do what I want now, because I've built something so strong that I will get paid for the rest of my life. Now that's an opportunity that doesn't come around often enough. You know, I'm just about to turn 30. for me, it would have been a whole extra 30 years in the working system, doing the same shit every day that I probably didn't enjoy and missing out on so much time in life. So when we talk about getting paid in this, we actually get paid as a reflection of how much we can impact people. So we get paid to use the product in the program. So we use the Soul Project, the Juice Plus, the Juicy Body Transformation. We use those programs. We become products of the products, and we attract people that want to feel better along the way. So we talk about our results, we share our results, and that is how we get paid, by impacting other people. So these days, with social media the way it is, we're always taking photos of what we're enjoying, of what we're loving. You know, like we go to a movie, we talk about it on our Facebook. We go to a great cafe, we take a photo, we put it on Instagram. That's what we're doing. It's direct sales pretty much everywhere. And Juice Plus understands the power of this, and they have done for the last 30 years. So they have saved millions and millions and millions of dollars on advertising. They don't advertise, they don't market, they don't pay for celebrity endorsement. They literally have 30 years worth of profits sitting here. And what they do is they directly give it to the customers who love sharing it. Okay, so for me, I loved sharing it. I loved talking about it. I loved going out there and building my team who were doing the same. So I was getting rewarded as I was rewarding Juice Plus. Now, we come in. One of our first levels is DVF. You don't need to know too much about these, but I just want to explain how our bonuses work, because we do get paid 3 ways, which is really cool in this business. The first one I'm going to explain is our bonuses. So when we come in, we move to DVF within 10 days, and that's a $100 bonus straight away. So it might not seem like lots, but it's a little bit to say you've done a great job. Thanks for trusting us. Let's see how your journey unfolds. Then we move on to SDVF. That's a $400 bonus. And because this business is all about helping other people realize their freedom and other people giving opportunities to other people, every time you teach someone to get to SDVF, you also get a $400 bonus. Now, what's really cool is these don't have a limit. They're exponential. So you can go out there and teach as many people to get to SDVF as you like each month and rack up these bonuses in that payment method alone. Then we have SC, which is a $600 bonus, and $600 every time you teach somebody to get to SC. Then we have SSC, Senior Sales Coordinator, which is a $1,200 bonus, and $1,200 every time you teach somebody. Then we have QNMD, which is the next level up, and it's a $1,500 bonus, and $1,500 every time you teach somebody. Then we move on to National Marketing Director, which is our top position here in Australia and New Zealand, and it's a $3,000 bonus. You don't need a teaching bonus at NMD level because you're most likely an NMD, and that is around 100 grand residual income. Okay, so for me, I got to NMD in just over 15 months. So it's not something that you have to work your way at for 5-6 years in order to seek some kind of return. You can do this as quickly as you like. Saying that, the company doesn't put pressure on you. So if you do have a full-time job that you love, but you want to build up some residual income on the side, you can spread this over a couple of years, which is really exciting. So this is our bonus. This is our first way of getting paid. We also have another way of getting paid. So when we connect somebody to the company, so when we say, like our sister or our brother or someone that we met actually wants to order Juice Plus from us, we get paid a retail profit, which again is instant money, just like the bonus. And it comes in directly from Juice Plus, just for saying, well done, thank you for helping us find a customer. Here's some money to compensate. Then we move on to our residual income. So I'm going to explain a little bit to you guys about that, because I don't think I've done this for the New Zealand one yet, which will be cool for you guys to see. So our third way of getting paid is our residual commission. So it's what we call the beach money, because literally, like I explained, you can sit on the beach and earn money because you've built a team that is performing so well that you're no longer needed. It's a compound interest. So basically, if you can teach 3 people to do this business really well, we call it a 3 club. And that means you have about $1,500 a month residual income. Okay, then we move on to say a 12 club. So if you've got 12 people in this business working underneath you who are working so well that they're qualified, you're going to be earning, say, anywhere from like a 3 to 5K business each month. Now this is residual. So remember, this is the third way. You can still qualify for bonuses, and you can also still qualify for retail commission. Then we move on to a 24 club, which is around a 6 to 8 grand figure a month of residual income. Then we've got a 50 club, which is around about a 10 grand residual income per month. Then we move on to a 100 club. So if you have 100 people in your business working really well, and we move on to about 25 plus. So that's residual income per month. So if you guys can kind of understand a little bit of an impact from here, exactly how Tan's told you how that popcorn's out, if you can just teach people to do this really well, you will be paid really well for the rest of your life. It's very great. You know, I can't talk about it enough because I'm at the stage now where I'm definitely feeling some of the benefits of that residual income. I have 2 small children, so it means I don't have to go to work. I can enjoy my days. I can continue building my business because I do really love it. But I get paid with or without. So I can go to their assemblies. I can be there to pick them up from school. You know, I can go and do things. So I can take us on holidays. I can do all that kind of stuff that I could never do before because money was an issue. I've always been kind of ambitious, but as a woman, I was limited, right? I wanted to have children, so I knew that I'd spend quite a few years out of the workforce, and I didn't want to be that career woman who put my family aside. So for me, the limit to be able to make a really great income wasn't there. I was always kind of just going to settle on 60 to 70 grand a year, and that would base me. That would be awesome. You know, I thought. That being said, I'd probably have to work 40 to 50 hours a week and miss that time with my girls. This opportunity gives me so much more. I earn over 6 figures a year being a stay-at-home mum, getting to work with amazing people, getting to spread my mission of helping to raise consciousness and spirituality, and really understanding that people need to be well in order to enjoy life. And that's what this opportunity gives. So, you know, if any of this makes sense to you, I get that it may not. I get that you may meet people that are going to say, oh, it's, you know, one of these things, or it doesn't work. I'm living proof that it does. And I remember sitting at my first event just like this thinking, oh, yeah. But you can't deny that these people are real. They're absolutely real. You know, and they've got some really cool stories to share as well. So 2 years down the track, they're going to be sitting here telling you about their residual income and the freedom that an opportunity like this gives them. Hey, Mark, did you get my message? Can you share your story? Because it's all good for me to sit up here. Mark is actually one of my sales coordinators here in Australia, and he's got a really cool story to share as well. So I'm just going to put him totally on the spot. Let's hear from an amazing man and hear his point of view of the business.
Hey guys, how's it all going?
Good, darling.
Yeah, it's been I've been in Juice Plus since January, but a few years leading up to that was how and why I got involved in everything really. I had my uncle who's worked, he's probably 5-6 years older than me, something like that. But we both basically worked, you know, all day, every day. That was life. If you want something, you've got to work for it. That's what we were told. We had our own businesses. You know, he was 18 when he brought a service station and then started a spare parts section in there. And he just worked that, you know, day in, day out. There's plenty of financial rewards and things like that for your business. But of course, it's, you know, it's practically a 24/7 job, really. So he's done that. He, you know, wife, kids, and brought a bit of a farm, and he was always in bees. You know, I remember even when he busted his leg up once in an accident that, you know, I'd still drive the car everywhere so that he could go and check the bees and everything, and he'd hobble out and put this thing on his leg to help keep his leg straight to do the bees and then get back in. But yeah, so eventually he got to a point in his life where the servo was worth a lot of money to sell. He was ready to retire. So it took quite a few years to actually get someone with the funds to buy the service station, and they brought it. And basically the day that they brought it, he had a month where he'd sort of hang around to make sure everything keeps going okay. And he sort of stumbled and felt a bit wonky on his feet, so he went into the doctors for a checkup. Found out that he had a motor neuron disease. And basically it was that aggressive that within the month of handing over the business, he passed away because you heart, lungs, you name it, everything's a muscle in the body, so everything was attacked. And it certainly made me wake up, because the point was, he got to where he wanted to be in life. He was retired. He sold the servo for a lot of money, and he didn't have to work ever again. He could go do his bees and his farm and live and look after the family and grandkids and things like that. And he basically stepped out of his job and into his grave. And that was, to me, it was like, shit, that's exactly where I'm headed. And that's not nice. I've missed out on plenty watching my kids and grow up because of work as it is. So I thought, that's ridiculous. I got to do something else. And around the same time, I guess I had a bit of a health scare myself, where I discovered that I was diabetic. So the doctors are pretty good. The one I've got, she doesn't just throw tablets at you. She says, go and try this and try that, and if it doesn't work, then we'll do tablets. So they all said, go home, eat healthy, and see how you go. If your sugar's under control, then we won't worry about tablets. So, of course, went home, had steak and veggies for dinner. That's healthy, obviously. That's what everyone tells us. It's a healthy thing to eat. So I went and checked my sugar after that. The doctor said to keep it between 5 and 8. And it was 12. So we were like, holy crap, what the hell's going on here? So that's when I started doing research, and long story short, found out that potato is really bad for diabetics, and found a heap of research on plant-based meals and food. And basically, if you eat a great plant-based diet, keeping down the potato and high carbohydrate, starchy foods, and exercise, then a lot of people have basically completely reversed their diabetes and aren't diabetics anymore. Now, I'm not saying that they've been cured, because the ones that decided that, hey, cool, I'm not diabetic, let's go back to eating Snickers and sitting on the lounge all day, certainly found themselves diabetic and on tablets. But the guys that kept up the good diet and exercise never had to worry about tablets or their sugar ever again. It wasn't long after I found all those, I can't think of the word for it now, but it wasn't long after I found all those revelations, I guess, and started living that lifestyle, and everything sort of come together and was under control. But of course, I'm still, I had my own computer store, so I'm still working 24/7, missing out on the kids, who the youngest is now 17 and finishing school this week, as he constantly tells us. Yeah, he's finishing school. So I'm still missing out on a lot of life. And then, come to the point in January, I seen an ad on Facebook and thought, oh yeah, I'll have a look at this, check it out. I've been in a few other multi-level marketing things in the past, and the way you get paid and the people that you work with, you're still not looked after and paid the way that you are with Juice Plus. It's certainly a great environment, which is another thing with all the people that drew me in. But basically, it's fruit and veggies, all vegan. And you get to start living your own life and do it online. You don't have to work 24/7. I just looked at it and went, well, that's the universe going, mate, get the hell in here and do this shit. This is what you've been looking for. You need to do this now. Otherwise, you're going to end up in the grave next to your uncle. And that's practically my story, really, I guess. But as a result of doing that, at the end of October, I've actually closed the shop. So now I'm just doing a little bit here and there to help out friends and a couple of the good business clients that I had from home. But basically, it's just the Juice Plus lifestyle certainly kicking in. And, yeah, we're loving it. We get to go and do things, and we've been to Melbourne and Gold Coast a few times. And I get up now and I don't have to get dressed for work. And, here I am in just a regular shirt. And, until the end of last month, I didn't even really own any regular shirts. We'd go out to dinner, I'd still be in my business shirt, purely because I'd have to go straight from work to dinner, or, wherever we were going, I'd still be dressed for work because I'd be taking the phone or have to drop everything and run somewhere. So, yeah, it's just been brilliant. I'm still sort of trying to come to terms with it all. And, you wake up and you still look at your work gear and go, hey, shit, I don't have to do that. This is awesome. Yeah, so I'm just loving it now. It's brilliant.
Oh, that's so good, Mark. Thank you so much. I love your story. Thank you for sharing, mate. I know I put you on the spot, but I really appreciate it. All right, guys.
Ah, that's all right.
You know me. You jump on, I'm going to get you to share. You can never be too sure. But thank you so much, everybody, for jumping on. I really appreciate it. And I know so does Loach. Really appreciate all the support. If you do have questions, get them answered. I sat on the fence for way too long and I missed so much of a beautiful opportunity. I'm really glad I ended up jumping on. But, you know, like I look at all the time that I sat there doing stuff that wasn't serving me. And just like Mark, you know, you never quite know when time's up. You know, enjoy whatever you've got. So get the questions answered. I'm really open that I know this isn't for everybody. There's people out there that are so stuck in their ways and so closed-minded that they don't see this as an opportunity yet. That's okay. I know within 5 to 10 years, network marketing is going to be the way that everything goes because the business model works. The selling works. People want to hear that kind of stuff. Woo. What is that? My computer's doing something funky. Yeah, people want to know what works from other people who are already doing it. Okay, we no longer rely on the TV and all that kind of media bullshit. Now we just want to know, what are you doing? Does it work? Okay, cool, I'll do it. And that's exactly what network marketing is. So I hope it makes some sense, guys. If you've got questions, reach out, get them answered. I'd love to hear more from all of you guys at some point, but I do really appreciate you all jumping on. So I'm going to scoot off. I'm going to put you all off mute. So if you would like to just mute yourself, you've got a little button down in the corner there. But if you've got any questions, get them answered. If you want to chat to any of the ladies or the gents, feel free to shout out. All right, guys, thank you so much for your time.